Hello, and welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to the Wrap and Scraps family channel. It is extra early in the morning, and I hope the kids are still asleep. They haven't emerged yet. We will see. But this morning, I really wanted to just have some chicken soup that I made last night. I made really good homemade chicken soup. So I'm gonna eat that for breakfast. But I also would like to have some biscuits with it. Some biscuits. I mean, who doesn't want biscuits? So that is my plan this morning, is to show you guys, sorry it's so dark in here, to show you guys my biscuits, my biscuit recipe. Okay, so stay tuned. So you guys, I hope you guys are all having a really good morning, day, night, whatever time you watch this video. I know different people watch it at different times. Strangely enough, I have a lot of people that watch it like in the middle of the night that are in America. So that's, you know, hey, I'm glad I can keep you occupied or company while you're trying to get yourself to relax or working late, or, you know, I used to work like night shift, so I know what that's like. So glad that I can be of service. So this biscuit that I'm making, it's pretty good. I've never really had an issue with it. We'll get into all the ingredients, but first I already know what temperature I need to set my oven at, so I'm going to set that. And of course, all of the stuff I'm doing will be down in the description box below. Excuse y'all, yes, I am in my robe, in my PJs right now because it's cold. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 60 degrees.
It is 38 degrees. I'm in California. This is cold to us. Now, to all you other folks who do that whole down below zeros, we don't do that here. But this is cold for us. Daytime. And it's daytime. So yeah, this is cold. But anyhow, let's get on to these biscuits. Here we go. All right, my beautiful people. So these are the ingredients we're using. I'm using wheat flour. You can use regular flour for this recipe. So we've got the wheat flour, 1 egg, sugar, salt, cream of tart, baking powder, milk, and sugar, and of course butter, but that's still in the freezer. I'm going to grate that in at the end. So we're going to do our first dry ingredients, and then we're going to move on to our wet. All right, so let's get started. So of course I'm adding my flour first. We're going to do 3 cups of flour. Like I stated, I am using wheat flour because I'm out of my regular flour, which I did not know. Even though I have 2 20-pound bags in my prep section in my pantry for, you know, like the emergency stuff, but I don't want to mess with that, and so we're just gonna go with wheat. Okay, so that's 2 cups right there. I might put, yeah, I'm not gonna do whole 3 cups because, you know, wheat is a little bit more dense than regular flour, so I might do 2 3/4 cups. Okay, and we'll see what that gives us. So we've got that in there. Got our flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar. So we're gonna add that. Tablespoons. Isn't this the cutest? I show this in every video, I know, right? So cute though. I'm gonna add that now. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more just because this is wheat flour, but if you're doing it with regular flour, then you can just add 3. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. Got that in the bowl. Okay, what's next? Half a tablespoon of salt. So, how many of you guys grew up where when you woke up in the morning, like you could smell breakfast, you could smell the food? For those of you who didn't, I'm very sorry. But when I used to wake up in the morning, for, you know, most of the time, my mom would be in the kitchen either making some malto meal, some cream of wheat, some oatmeal, some pancakes, something. There was something going down in the kitchen. So that was, it's just refreshing to wake up and smell bacon and eggs and biscuits and gravy and all that jazz. So one of my fond childhood memories. If you're watching, thanks, Mom. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Now, let me tell you guys, this is, well, it's not funny because I was upset when it happened, but I ruined a whole batch last week. Accidentally, I have my baking soda and baking powder in these mason jars labeled. As you can see, I need to relabel this one. But I grabbed the wrong jar and wasn't paying attention. And you can tell by consistency. But I wasn't paying attention. And I added baking soda instead of baking powder. And all of you who have made that mistake, don't act like you never have. Because anybody who's cooked long enough has done it at least once. For the most part. But as soon as I bit into the biscuit, it spoke to me. It spoke to my soul. And it let me know that I had made a very bad mistake. A bad mistake of, you know, I made a bad mistake. As soon as I bit into it, oh man, it was horrible. It was absolutely immensely horrible. So that's that. Okay, so we've got our 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Now we're going to do a half a teaspoon of cream of tart. In case you've never seen cream of tart, this is what it looks like. Okay, half a teaspoon of cream of tart. So we're just going to open up the top. Little half a teaspoon. Will it fit? Nope, it won't fit. All right, I'm going to just do it this way. I know I'm making a mess. I know, but it's all right. For a good reason, for a good cause. And so we got the cream of tart in there. So I like to go back over the ingredients anytime I am cooking anything, just because, why not? So we've got 3 cups of flour, check. 3 tablespoons sugar, yes. Half a teaspoon salt. 4 teaspoons baking powder. Half a teaspoon cream of tart. 3/4 cup cold milk. We have the milk right here. 1 egg. And 1 cup of, 3/4 cup of cold butter. We have that in the freezer. We're going to be grating that in. 1 egg and 1 whole cup of milk. Okay, so we've got our dry ingredients here. Let's give that a mix. We're just gonna mix it up. You see that? It's all in there. We're just gonna mix it. Dry mix. Okay. Mix that in real good. This reminds me of when my mom used to make cakes, you know, back in the day, and they stuff. Wasn't no hand mixers and stuff, not immediately where we were. So my mom used to hold the bowl like this and, you know, make a cake. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't know. Anyhow, so we got that in there. Let me clean my little mess. Whew. Alright. Ooh, excuse me. No, I don't have corona. I do not have corona. I do have allergies, and I do need to take my allergy pill. So if y'all can kindly remind me now and again, that would be nice. You guys, I so need some glasses so bad. I have some, I know. But I need to actually put them on my face. Alright, I have astigmatism in my eye. And a ghost from a child. You know how, yeah, those of you who've been pregnant and had one in your eye, you know what I'm talking about. Anyhow, so we've got our 1 whole cup of milk. Let's crack our egg into our milk. Let's get that in the way. Alright, we did that. Sorry. So I hope everyone is having a good morning. I hope that you are feeling good. And if you're not, I pray that you do soon. You know, right now, this last year has been a hot mess. It has been a hot mess. I don't think there's not one person that has not been touched by this situation in some way, fashion, form. Rather it's financial, emotional, losing a loved one, or being worried that a loved one is sick, being panicky or stressed out, or having anxiety when they go outside to shop. You know, this just really has turned a lot of things around. Unfortunately, or fortunately, sometimes for the good a little bit, you know, like with the whole George Floyd thing. I don't think people would have really been paying attention if we weren't quarantined and they weren't alone and not preoccupied. You know, some things I don't think would have changed. I'll say it that way. But am I happy this happened? Absolutely not. This thing is horrifically horrible. We're basically, in my opinion, dealing with the plague. if you look at it in the sense of way back when, they didn't have respirators and all this technology that we have to help keep ourselves alive. Imagine how many more people we would have lost if we did not have the medical advances that we do have in our country. We would be in trouble. We would really be. We're in trouble now, but we would really, really be in trouble. So, you know, my brother and I were talking about it, and he said, yeah, this is kind of like the plague, really. And I was like, no, I don't think it's like the plague. He said, no, if you take away all of our advances in science and medical, you know, this happened way back when, we would have lost way more people. And I can't argue with the man. He's absolutely right. I am grateful that we have medical advances that helps us with this sort of stuff, you know. But I'm also grateful that, we didn't have this. I wasn't alive over 100-some years ago, and this would have really wreaked for real havoc on our lives, you know. There's a lot to be sad about, but there's a lot to be grateful for too. And sometimes you have to search for it when you're going through something, you know, because regular life doesn't stop even though this is going on. Regular life didn't just like halt and stop. If you're having marital problems, you're still having those. Whatever issue is going on, kind of like when you have children, it doesn't stop the issue. You still have to navigate through whatever issue you're dealing with on top of this new issue. So, like I've said before, and I'll say it again, in our house, we haven't had any issues. We've had some emotional issues. We've lost some people. We've lost some friends and some family, and you know, things like not family. Yeah, we lost family last year too. It wasn't to COVID, but yes, we did lose several relatives. But with all that being said, you know, you just got to count your blessings and be grateful that you're still here. Be grateful that you're still here. I know sometimes if some people don't want to be here anymore because they feel like they've just suffered like way too much grief, way too much heartache and pain and emotional trauma, and I can understand that. I would be lying to say that most people have not been there. If you've lived long enough, you've visited that place sometimes where you're just like, I don't want to be dead, but I just don't want to be here. If I could just disappear somewhere and come back later, I'd rather do that. So just being honest, you know, we all go through it. Just take it one day at a time. But find little things that you can do. Find little things that you can do that will help you. It can be little tiny pleasures, little things, you know. Some people like sitting by the window and sipping their coffee. Some people like to color or draw or doodle or whatever it is that makes you happy, makes you feel good, that brings you joy, that sparks joy, as one of my home organizers like to say. Do what sparks joy. Make sure it's something positive. We don't want to do things that are negative. Yeah, I'm grating the butter into, we're doing our 3/4 cup butter now. This is really like a 1/2 cup of butter, but I'll add a little more. So do what you can with what you got. That's what I always tell you guys, to repurpose, recycle, reuse. And I try to give advice or just encouragement, not necessarily trying to tell you what to do, but just encouragement that I've taken myself. You know, there's been plenty of times with different struggles in my life that I had to hurry up and repurpose, recycle, and reuse different aspects, different situations in my life. And you have to do that so that you don't fall apart. Because if you can repurpose, recycle, reuse, you know, how you're feeling, you know, furniture, whatever, you can apply that to anything in your life to try and pull something new and good out of it. If you can apply that to your life, it will help you strive to do better in all things that you're doing. And, you know, because pouting about it, not saying you can't mourn if you lost someone or if you're going through a hard time. Mourning is a part of life. You have to mourn because that's what's going to help you too. But at some point you're never going to stop loving the person or missing the person, or if you're dealing with a divorce, trust me, I know, there's certain things that's just never going to go away, but you can move on. You can move on, and life does get better. Sometimes things will get easier. Sometimes things will get harder. And That's just how life is. And like I said, you live long enough, you figure it out. You know, just make the best out of what you have. That's all I ask for you guys to do. And that's all I ask for myself to do, is to try to do the best I can. Most times you'll succeed, sometimes you'll fail. But failure is not the end. Failure is just you getting another opportunity to try it again. Yes, you get to try it again. You know, don't be afraid to fail. Some things you don't want to fail in. There's certain things you don't want to fail in because it's life-threatening. But if it's not life-threatening, your kids ain't going to be hungry and starve and all that stuff, I say go for it. I'm real big on that. I guess I don't like the word devil, but the daredevil in the family, I guess you could say. Yes, I want to go bungee jump in it. Bungee cord, jump in it. We call that skydiving and all that type of stuff. That's the stuff I like. That's what I want to do with my life. One day. I'm gonna wait till I get real old. That way if something don't go right, I've lived. No, I've always been like that. Used to do a lot of very dangerous type sports growing up. Well, surfing. Surfing is a dangerous sport, believe it or not. Believe it or not. I used to do the surfing and gymnastics. We all know that's dangerous. I didn't think nothing. I never even considered the danger. And yes, I fell on my head many times. But danger was never even considered. Not even after I fell straight on my head after doing or trying to learn how to do a back tuck. You know how many times I fell on my head, had a concussion. But yeah, that never changes. You're going to always have risk. Risks are involved in everything. But if it's worth doing to you, then you'll go ahead and deal with the risk. And that's really what it boils down to. You know, some people say, oh, I can't do that. No, it's not that you can't do it. It's that you're not willing to take the risk. And if that's the case, if the risk outweighs the pleasure, then no, don't take the risk. You know? To each his own, I guess, on that. Now, I'm not talking about, should I have to even say this? No, but I'm going to. I'm not talking about situations like, don't be taking no risk and doing nothing on your husband or your wife, or, you know, leaving the kids and going on vacation. We're not taking those type of risks. Okay? You guys will be shocked at the emails I receive of, you know how you can give permission on if you want the post to be shared or not. Some people, I don't want to get my big rolling pin out, y'all. So yeah, I'm using the kids' rolling pin. Some people, for real, got some issues. The stuff people say to me, it's just amazing. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I know it looks battered up, but it's clean. It's been through a lot. All right, so we've got our pan, and I'm just gonna cut a few. I'm gonna cut a few. And I feel like I should have put more than one egg because this is wheat, but you know, we'll see. And this is really just for me. These kids aren't gonna eat this. My kids are bougie. They stanky acting when it comes to different foods. There's certain things they're just not gonna eat. You can show it to them and make it look nice, and it don't matter. They're not gonna eat it. And I try not to. I give them options sometimes. Well, I'll say about 65% of the time, I'll let them have a say in what they're eating, just because I read in several books that sometimes growing up when a kid doesn't like something, it's really because they have an allergic reaction to it in some type of way. Their body doesn't like it. And I heard somebody say that a long time ago, but I didn't really believe it. But thinking back, you know, my brother didn't like eggs growing up, like scrambled eggs. Boiled eggs, he'll eat. Anything that has eggs in it, he had no problem eating. But when it came to scrambled eggs, he didn't like it, and it would make him sick, you know. And my mom wouldn't make him eat it. I think she did maybe once, you know, all parents. Like, no, you're going to at least try it. But he like would get sick if he tried eggs. So there were certain foods that she wouldn't let, make us eat if we didn't like it. Anybody had to eat liver? Mom. She still loves liver. Can't stand liver. I hate liver with a passion. If you put one food, that and pig feet, anybody else was forced to eat pig feet, like you gonna eat that pig feet or you ain't going to play. When you were a kid, my mama make us eat some fried liver and some pig feet. Mom telling on you. And she still to this day loves it. Now ham hocks, some greens, I'm all down for that. Neck bone, all that I don't know about oxtail, but stuff like that I really don't care for. But ham hocks and neck bone, we can do that. I'm down for that one. All right. So I got my little biscuits here. This one looks a little strange just because that was what was left. All right. So here are our biscuits. We're going to put them in the oven. Okay. So 10 to 15 minutes. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes. I'm going to
15 minutes.
Okay, so I'm going to do the 15 minutes because, like I said, I'm working with wheat flour. And wheat, as you know, if you don't know, wheat flour is a little bit more dense than regular flour, okay? So we're going to do that. Don't trip. I do have clothes on under here. So I know some folks are like, oh, she's in her robe. If I'm in my robe, do know that I have a shirt or something under it. I would never come to you guys exposed in that manner. Just be aware of that, okay? I respect you and myself. So I will not be doing that. So do not worry. Do not fret. Okay? So we're going to wait for the 15 minutes. And in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to put all this stuff away. And then after I put this stuff away, we're going to chit chat for a minute. I told you guys that I was making the biscuits to go with the soup that I made last night. I made a really good chicken soup. And so, vegetable chicken soup. So this is the soup that I made last night. It's got some different types of rice in it. I used the thigh leg because to me that gives the best taste. It's got some cabbage in it. It's got some celery in it, veggies. Made a really good broth. So it's really, really good. So I'm going to enjoy eating this with my biscuits. So there's our timer. We're going to take our biscuits out. So here is our biscuit. It has come out of the oven. It's still hot. This is a biscuit that is wheat. It is wheat flour, so it's not going to be your average, like, yellow biscuit, okay? So, there it is. I made several more. So, here's our biscuits. Yes, they look dark. As I told you, I use wheat flour, so they're not going to be white. They're going to be brown, okay? If you do yours, you can do yours with regular flour, as I stated. So, yes, they look a little bit homely. But I bet you they're really good. We're going to try it out and see. So I've got my biscuit and my soup. I'm going to have my breakfast. So I'm going to try a little bit. If it's any good. That's pretty good. I wish I would put a little bit more sugar. I do like more of a sweeter biscuit. But not bad. It is a little dense. I use wheat flour, but not bad at all. More sugar, like 2.5 to 3 tablespoons more sugar. Okay, but I'm really gonna just be eating it with my soup, so it's okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. Now that I've made these biscuits before with regular flour and now with wheat flour. I prefer the regular flour, but like out of regular flour, and I didn't want to open up my stash. So like I stated before, I've made these biscuits several times. This recipe was the first time I've made this recipe, but it's basically similar to the other one. There's like one ingredient that's different. But I do prefer the all flour biscuits. I've also made some almond flour biscuits, and then these that I made today were the wheat flour biscuits. Now, the wheat flour is going to be more dense if you choose to go that route. The regular flour, we all know what those biscuits taste like. The almond flour also can be a bit dense as well, okay? So just know that before you embark on making these. If you're making the wheat flours, I would suggest personally to add a little bit more sugar, and yeah, and then you'll have something good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. I know it wasn't very long. I was intending for it not to be because I have other things I have to do too. And so I wanted to just make sure I got this in because I really do enjoy biscuits sometimes. Every once in a while I want a good biscuit. So thought I would share this recipe with you guys. I'm gonna go somewhere and sit down and hopefully hide from my kids and hope they don't find me in this house somewhere. Eat my soup, eat my biscuit, and maybe watch a craft video or something for a minute before I get started with my to-do list for today, okay? I hope you guys stay happy, stay loving, stay kind, stay wrapped in scraps, meaning repurpose, recycle, reuse. Let's keep upping ourselves, okay? Let's keep building ourselves up, reevaluate and rebuild, reevaluate, rebuild. Let's keep building ourselves up, okay? Stay loving you, because you can't love anyone else if you don't love you. Stay loving God, stay loving life, because you're still here. So you might as well love it, okay? Find something to love. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.